Hey everybody, JJ here, back again with another Saturday of Zoom networking. Really thrilled to have today's guest speaker. He's an absolutely wonderful young man. I've had the good pleasure to meet him in person in Florida, Orlando, opposite side of the country from me. Flew all the way out there to meet him, actually. I heard he was going to be on stage out there. I can't say enough about this young man. He's got a great personality. He's friendly, smart, intelligent, and he's killing it in real estate. He's nationally, if not internationally acclaimed as a very successful real estate investor. My good friend, Mr. Seth Pettit. Seth, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing great, my man. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. I'm so glad to have you on the call. Hey, really quick, for those that don't know you, where in the country are you located?
I'm in Jacksonville, Florida.
There you go. We spoke about that was one of the first boot camps I went to, Jacksonville, with my previous education community. I'm in sub two right now.
hmm
Um, the beautiful country out there, Florida.
There's
Beautiful.
some rough patches, but it's got a nice spot.
Yeah, there's a couple rough spots out there. Yeah, we got a couple rough spots in LA too.
Of course.
Hey, I was really impressed when Jimmy Damji and Pace Morby pulled you on stage and recognized you as one of the most successful investors in the country. I thought, man, then I met you to find out you're not even 30 years old yet, brother. You're just freaking killing it. And what really impressed me more than anything else, what wasn't the work, wasn't the deals you're doing, but who you are as a person and your personality and your character and the fact that you've always got a huge heart. You're just an absolutely wonderful young man. So, I'm sure your family has told you so, but from an old guy standpoint, man, I'm just proud of you.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
no, yeah, no, we got to get you to California for some hanging out with JJ in Hollywood.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's definitely do that. Hey, your topic today, as we spoke about earlier, is making MLS offers.
Yes, sir.
So let's just jump right in from the fire into the frying pan. Um, are making there are deals out there on the MLS, right?
Of course. Of course. I've done 24 this year so far.
24, and we're not even done with the 6 month of the year. So you're looking at 50 for the year.
I mean, hopefully. I mean, maybe even more. I actually went through because I wanted to know myself ever since I had joined my team, which was in September of last year. I was just curious how many deals I've done with them. And since September, I've done 36 and 24 just this year.
Wow, that's fantastic. So tell me, when you're doing MLS deals, are these only in your area? Some people are stay local, some people go out of state. Do you have a preference?
So yeah, we're really heavy about staying here in Jacksonville, Duval County. We do look around in the surrounding counties, in a like I guess an hour outside of Duval down to like Palm Coast up to Fernandina Beach. But we really thrive here in Duval, and that's primarily where all of our deals have come from.
Now, do you work, on the MLS? These are listed properties. Are you just going through the MLS? Do you work with certain agents or brokers? Do they bring you deals, or are you prospecting for them? How does that work?
Yeah, so prospecting for leads and like going directly to agents and having them bring you leads, that's a totally different form of, marketing, trying to get deals done. MLS is a totally different beast. It's its own separate thing. So that's all I focus on. We have different guy or different departments. Actually, Zion that's on the call. He's our agent outreach acquisition rep. So he's the one, looking for those unicorn properties, trying to find the off markets. But I'm just constantly looking at the market, looking at anything that I can add value to. That's when I'm looking at a property, when I'm evaluating a property. If I can add value to it, I'm calling, even if it's outdated.
Now, we've got some, experienced investors on the call and brand new investors on the call. Same on YouTube, weeks and months down the line. We'll have experienced people and brand new people looking to get into various aspects of investment. And obviously, pursuing the opportunity of finding deals on the MLS is something that we all should consider. Is there
hmm
I mean, how did you get going into that? Was it easy? Was it difficult? Were there any particular hurdles? Anything you suggest?
No, I'm happy you brought that up because when I first moved, I moved from Michigan to Jacksonville in September of last year. That's when I joined my team. We actually call ourselves Real Estate is Fun. and I joined the team with it was just two of us at that point in time, or three of us, my bad, three of us. And when I got started and started getting going, I got my teeth kicked in. Like I remember. Whew, I think I like had to cancel like 15 or something deals when I first got here, and it was really, you know, what's the word to put on it? I was in discomfort, like thinking, hey, is this really gonna work? Like I'm locking up all these contracts and all I'm getting is cancellations, and this is my livelihood. Like I went all in on this, wasn't having any source of income, so it was really stressful, but I stuck with it because I knew if I stuck with it, if I kept with it, at some point in time, something's gonna turn around. And it was also me just learning my market. I still had a lot to learn in Jacksonville because Jacksonville is such a huge market by land mass in general. And then finding, those pockets where it's like, this little rougher spot, or here's a better spot where buyers really look to get. And once I understood that and understood which areas are hot, which areas aren't, it was over. So once I could evaluate a property and then being local here, that's something I tell anybody that calls me up like, hey, what can I do? I say if you're able to do it in your back market, even if it's not a huge market, do it because you will have way more success in building relationships, doing deals, and just being able to thrive because you're able to go there, meet the agent in person since there's so much going on in the technology space, a lot of agents are dying for that face-to-face connection. So when you're able to do that, the they're more willing to work with you than somebody that hasn't seen the property and even made a higher offer.
Let me ask you, as your team has grown, um, one thing we commonly hear about are building our team out, but VAs.
Hmm.
I've got a VA myself. I was very fortunate to pick up, and she's absolutely phenomenal. She's changed my friggin' life, let me tell you.
Yep.
Um, do you guys use VAs at all within your business?
We have one VA and she's a rock star. She's able to do pretty much anything we ask her to do. She's even willing to, take the extra step to learn how she can do it better. So yeah, having a kick-ass VA on your team is, I think, like essential. I think Remy and Matthew actually brought a VA on right before they brought me on. So pretty much was their first hire. It was a VA trying to just get those admin tasks off of them, just
Yeah.
so they can focus their time where it's really meant to be,
Oh,
the
it's
money
so
making
crucial.
tasks.
So
Yes.
crucial. Yeah. Um, as we do, going to touch on some other aspects of what we do as investors, but money, right? Money's important, right? We have
Of
deals,
course.
we need money. Uh, it, how does funding come in? Do you ever use or need to use private money, hard money? Do you guys use your own money? I know it's always recommended to not use our own, but to use an outside lender. How does the funding aspect play with what you're doing there in Jacksonville?
Yeah, so here in Jacksonville, like what we primarily focus on is wholesale. Like we primarily focus on just, connecting the dots with our investor group that we've really connected with, especially ever since the joining the local real estate investment group here, Jack's RIA. We actually became corporate sponsors for them and really opened the door for us. And we've done a couple flips on the lending side. We've used Kiavi as a private money lender to help us get in and do. I think there was three flips, three or four that we've done, and we actually just bought another one, a condo that we're looking to do, but that one we're going to be buying with cash. But every other time it was with Kiavi.
You just mentioned a word I've never heard before. Kiavi. What is Kiavi?
It's a private money lender or hard money lender.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. All
My
right.
bad.
No, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, I've got obviously as my network has grown, I know quite a handful of lenders, and that may be something I want to look into.
Hmm.
Um, so let me ask you, as you've grown and you've been doing this for a while, you become very successful. Uh, is there anyone that played a major role in your development? Is anyone that kind of, I know we have a number of people that always, help one way or another, but was there any one or two people that really kind of helped get you on the skyrocket?
Man, that. the two people in particular I can think of, but I do want to say the Astro community alone really helped me out. Where I was in Michigan was a small town in Michigan, not really anything going on there, so it was nice to be able to jump on those calls and really connect with like-minded people, and that's actually where I found my two business partners, and them in particular, Matthew Schwenk and Remy Rialt, my two business partners. They're the ones that saw me on the calls, constantly putting in the work, and took a shot on me. They're the ones that moved me out of Michigan, moved me down to Jacksonville, and gave me a shot to join the team and a shot at financial freedom and working for yourself. So and also just personal development. Like they're kick-ass guys. I don't know where I'd be without them. So I can definitely give two particular people in general, Matthew and Remy, 100% all day. Of
That's awesome. And of course you mentioned Jamil Damji.
course,
I
of
love him.
course.
I love Jamil. Uh, just
Who doesn't?
heart of gold, just a heart
Hmm.
of gold. And you put him and Pace together, just two phenomenal people. Mr. Cesar Garcia, why don't you unmute yourself? You're on with Mr. Seth Pettit. Cesar, what's your question?
Hi, Seth. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How about yourself, man?
I'm good, thanks. Hey, thanks for coming in and doing this great meeting. JJ
No
always has
problem.
great people on, and I'm just really happy to be a part of JJ's group. I haven't been able to come for a couple of months lately because I've kind of done a switch. But anyway, my question is with realtor outreach, and I think you said you're focusing on wholesaling. I used to do the Jacksonville market when I tried my hand at doing wholesaling.
Hmm.
And I a little background on me, I do multifamily, and now I am a business owner and sold the business, and now I'm looking to buy another business. So I'm more focused on business purchasing,
Okay.
acquisition. So, but I did do realtor outreach in the Jacksonville area, and I get so many emails from some of the stuff that I originated, and I'm not really following up on. I get realtors send me listings that they think are, pretty good, and I take a look at them now and then. But I don't have any buyers in the Jacksonville area or uh, I guess my question is if you could send me your buy box and if I get something that fits it, and I kind of know the areas to stay out of in Jacksonville, and what are the better communities. Are you interested in me sending you anything?
Of course, of course. And even in those rougher areas, man, we got buyers. We got a buyers list of like 700 buyers on it, I think the last time I looked at it. But that we don't necessarily have like a particular buy box. Anything that is in Duval, you send it my way, I can give you a buy number. I just need to know, major components. And if it's off market, of course, maybe some interior photos, or I am local, so I can go take a look. But yeah,
Mhm.
we're willing to look at anything, my man. We got buyers for anything.
Okay. And, another one was I reached out to Keegley and, I one of the agents there, I asked, can you send me anything that you think is a good deal? And, at the time when I was starting out with my research in the Jacksonville area, and she still sends me things. And like I said, I just haven't been able to follow up on any of that stuff. So it would be great just to email that over to you. And, now you can see if you could do something with it.
Yeah, man. We're actually working on something right now to where it's pretty much going to be you can go to our website, put in an address, put in the like criteria, and it'll either give you a thumbs up or thumbs down. Like, hey, like
Oh,
this is
okay.
we got buyers for this at this price point, and it sort of it gives you instant feedback because I know a big issue is time kills deals. So we're trying to fix that to where we're able to give you instant feedback.
That's awesome, guys. Cesar, thank you for joining us again today. Thank you so much. Good to see you, as always.
Thank you. Thank you, JJ.
Mr. Quantel Green, how are you, brother? You're on with Seth Pettit. What's your question?
Hey, what's up, guys? First and foremost, JJ, thank you for always hosting this. And Seth, what's up, my man? How are you? Thank you for
What's
being
up, my man?
I'm excited to hear more about, doing offers on the MLS. I've done offers on the MLS before in the past, and same story where it's like I lock up stuff and then I can't sell it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, does this thing work? So I'm kind of curious, what's your process as far as like, do you guys ever offer over the MLS price just to be competitive, especially in a market like Jacksonville? Or are you always 100% under the MLS price? Like, how do you kind of go about determining that value, I guess, on the property?
Okay, so very, very in-depth question. So there's a few things that go into play here. One, I just want to say we personally have not sold a deal over asking. Can't not saying it can't be done. I've seen it happen, but it's all about do the numbers make sense? And then when it comes to how far you are from asking, how long has the property been on the market? If it's been on the market a month and after you evaluate it, you're like, dang, I think I could come in $10,000 under asking. But if it's been on the market for a month, that should be a red flag saying, why isn't it sold? Especially in this market with how low inventory is, if you're that close to asking, that property should be gone. So pretty much just really understanding the numbers. If you can, whichever market you're in, really speak with your like a VIP buyer and be like, hey, like I want to be able to bring you better deals. So I need to know how to better run calculations. Like how much does a kitchen cost? How much does a roof cost? Because it's different per market. Like material cost is the same, but labor cost is different all across the the United States. Like what we can get done here in Florida won't even touch Texas.
Right.
Like so it's really talking to your buyer to understand the rehab costs because understanding how to underwrite a deal, that's where it all starts. You need to understand to underwrite it because that's at the end of the day, if you make a bad offer and lock it up too high, now you're in a pickle. If it all depends on the rehab costs and of course understanding the value where the resale value is.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Anything else? I don't know if I fully answered that. I want to make sure I answered it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think you definitely answered it because you're right. Just reaching out to those buyers to see like, hey, would you even touch this? Just to make sure that the calculation is correct
Mm-hmm.
for that specific buyer. Because I think my fear has been, locking it up or not getting the deal because I'm like, hey, this is right at MLS. Does it work? Or is that buyer's going to be like, hey, I want 25,000 because it's on the MLS under, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do.
Okay. Okay. Every buyer is different. Some buyers have a little bit more of an ego, I like to say, and they see like, hey, it's too close to asking, but the numbers make sense. Buyers do this for a living. Some people need to buy a property to be able to feed their family. So it's like those people aren't going to care. If the numbers make sense, the numbers make sense. So that's why I was saying, hey, talk with a contractor to really understand the rehab cost
Okay.
and then really hone in on comping skills, like jump on Jamil's comping, what is it?
Oh, the
His
straight up,
comping.
straight
Yeah,
out.
straight out of
Okay.
Compton, just something like that to better understand your comping abilities so you can understand the ARV and then talk to your local GCs or contractors, buyers. Hey, what's it cost to do a kitchen, a bathroom? And just build a list. So then when you're looking at a property, you can just add it up, build it up.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you so
Yeah,
much, Seth. Thank you,
no
JJ.
problem, man.
You're welcome, Quantel. Thanks for joining us again. Mr. Troy Caudell, you are on with Seth Pettit himself. What's your question?
I tend to try to ask questions for I guess, the new investor. I'll say when I started, I basically cut my teeth on cold call direct to agents. What would be something that you would, I guess, advice you would give to somebody new that so they're not so intimidated by making those cold calls? Because I find a lot of people they have troubles hearing the repeated no's or getting cussed at, even if it's from an agent. But I also wanted to hit on Caesar's comment about his agents still sending him deals on emails. That just proves that if you set up a good relationship with the agent, they're going to keep sending you deals. I'm saying you're going to have opportunities continuing down the road. But I didn't know if you had anything in particular specifically for a beginning investor when they're making MLS offers.
Any
Yeah,
suggestions,
man.
Seth?
Yeah. It's actually not that long ago. I did my first deal like in Astro like a year ago, like last week, something like that. So I will say I still don't like making the phone calls, my man. It's something that unfortunately it sort of stays there. But when you have proof of concept and you do a deal and you can speak in confidence to these realtors, like I'll be honest, me personally, I haven't flipped that many homes, but I have the confidence talking to these realtors where they feel like I'm really confident with this guy, because when I do get a property under contract, I'm gonna do everything in my ability to make sure that gets to the closing table. So it's really just looking at when you're sitting there looking at that phone and you have the number dialed in, just hit call. Just hit call, get it over with. And there's a book that if you haven't read, Eat the Frog,
Mhm.
highly recommend it, because it's really, once you get those calls over with, you're also going to feel more confident because you made a promise to yourself that you kept. And you're gonna be like, I got the calls done. And then you're gonna don't be so scared to sound stupid. My first 100 calls, man, they were terrible. And that's why also having a team around you, iron sharpens iron. So we can go back, listen to my calls, and they can give me pointers. Like, hey, this is how you could have done this better. So being able to get like an accountability partner to listen to your calls, that is a real big help as well. And not be scared to lock up a deal. If I could go back and tell myself, like when I first was getting started, I was terrified to lock up a deal. I wanted it to be a deal, not have to renegotiate, and it just be, I make 10K and I walk away. Unfortunately, even at the most professional level here, that's just not how it works. I'll make an offer where I'm like, this is a home run. We're gonna make 10, 20 easy. And then it's like, not a chance. I have to now have that hard conversation. And the more reps you get in, the easier it is. And trust me, at some point in time, the hardest call every day is the first call. Once you get over that first call, you get a rhythm going. And then these realtors are getting so many calls. If you sound stupid, hang up, call them next week because they're not even going to remember you.
Yep.
I promise.
There you go. Great advice there. Troy, did that answer your question?
Yes. Thank you very much.
Hit
You're
me up if you got
welcome.
any questions, man. They're never a stupid
No.
question.
I was just trying to help, the new investor that kind of where I was a few months ago.
Great question, Troy. Great question. Thank you so much.
Go.
It's yeah, and one of the things I say all the time, Seth, is so many people are just trying to do it by themselves. And as we know, we cannot do this by ourselves. We need to legitimately build a network. And that doesn't mean adding someone to your friends list, beginning to know people. And the more people that we know personally that we can pick up the phone and call, the more confident that's going to make us as an investor, which leads to, like you say, finding an accountability partner, people to practice with, but building relationships around us and surrounding ourselves with successful people. Okay,
Yeah, no, my team is like my backbone. Like I was saying, we will every Friday we go over each other's calls, review it. How could we have done better? And just being able to keep me accountable. Man, I was gonna say something else on that. It'll come back to me.
now, do you record those calls that you go over later?
Yeah, so we use a CRM called Go High Level, and it records all of our calls. So every Friday we can just go in, pull it up, and pretty much listen to our calls and how could we have handled a situation better, or something came up, I didn't know how to answer it, and then being able to jump in, help me out. That's like priceless.
Fantastic. Okay, we got a couple more questions here. Michael, you're on with Seth Pettit. What's your question?
Yeah, hey Steph, how you doing?
What's up, my man?
What's going on? Congratulations, man. I ain't hear from you in a while. Uh,
Thank you.
but yeah, what's your process as far as priming your day for making an MLS offers? Like, what do you do like the night before? And how many offers you make in a day.
Okay. So I don't have like I guess like a priming like I was telling man I what was the gentleman's last name? I forgot his name. My apologies.
Troy?
Troy. Yeah, like I was telling Troy, I don't like making these calls, man. I'll be totally honest with you. It's just something I gotta do. So it's looking at that phone, not wanting to hit call, but I do it because once I get to that first call, it just is so much easier going through the day. But pretty much my day consists of having my morning meeting with the team, going through the deals, making sure we're all caught up on every deal and what we're supposed to do. Then I'll come back, answer any emails, answer any texts that I didn't answer from the day or came in over the night. And then I will go through Zillow, Privy, and Redfin, just trying to find some deals that I haven't called on yet. And when I'm looking at the property, I ask myself, can I add value? Can I add value to this property? Even if it's like a 2005 feel where you're like, someone could move into this. Like you see the Formica countertops, you see the old appliances, the tile flooring, you're like, someone could move into this, but I could add some value to this. I'm still gonna call because I don't know the motivation until I make the call. Because you can pick up a really clean property, and if there's high motivation, that deal will sell like crazy. So then I build my list. I try to get at least 10 to 15 to call. Call through them. If they don't answer, I'll call them again. If they don't answer, I'll send them a text. And then get through all my calls, and then I sit down and I comp all my deals. So at that point I'll hopefully have 10 to 15, depending on how many I was able to find through building my list. And then I'll comp the ones that are where I'm really far off. I'll really try to get the agent back on the phone to more talk it through. Like, hey, what were you seeing? What was I seeing? Was this you? Is there a price point? Like, is there something to justify this price point? Or was it the seller? Really trying to get the feel for it. And then I'll email them over my offer. And then I tell everybody to, if you can get at least 5 offers out a day, solid 5 offers a day, and make sure to follow up on the offers that even get declined. And I don't care if you got to follow up 10 times. Follow up until that thing either gets sold or pulled off the market. Because there's one property I've been following up with since I moved down here. Still on the market, and I'm following up with her until it sells. Because one, it has to sell because it's a piece of crap, and it has to sell to a cash buyer. Moi. It's not going to sell to a homeowner. So I know that either they're going to have to fix it up themselves or sell it to somebody that's going to put the money into it. So follow up is huge, and I don't think people hone on that really as heavy as they should.
Right.
And then make the offers. Send the email offers. Go back and forth, negotiate. Go walk the properties as well. That's one thing I say about being local to your market. It's really huge. Being able to just be like, yeah, I'll come check out the property right now. Especially if it's in an area you know that if you can get it, it'll sell itself just because of the area.
Okay, thanks a lot, sir.
No problem, man. What's up,
How are
brother?
you today? I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man.
Yeah, you're killing it.
Thank you,
Um,
brother.
so yeah, actually I didn't have much more questions because Remy and Matthew are doing posts like weekly. So I just asked them basically like, but I really want to talk to you and see like because I'm also doing MLS and it's like 90% of your process I know. I already know Remy and Matthew talk about it. So we know like what you do, what they do. So I can just copy and paste it in my business. But there is always a room for improvement, and I want to talk about that. So you told about it, everything. I want to focus more on like the follow because I know my sort of follow-ups. It's not like one close call, like I'm the key closer. It's from the follow-up. And I just want to know more about your follow process. Like how much of it is was text, how much was call, how much are you setting the tasks in your go high level or piece of paper. Like these are important follow-ups. These are just I can put into a workflow follow-up and it will automatically follow up and how soon are you following up when an agent accepts another offer? And you are following up because I have workflows for all of these. When agent accepts another offer, when I'm following up on a property, but I just want to improve that, and I would just want to make sure my language is more familiar that I'm not using any kind of chat GPT and make myself more like a human
Right.
or like don't be too much professional. So
Mm-hmm.
just want to know like your process on the follow-ups and yeah.
Okay. So my follow-ups, I don't really have any automations really going about. I'm more of the manual tasks. Like if I need to follow up with an offer that declines up, like when an offer gets declined, I will instantly go set a task to follow up. And the timing of my follow-up really depends on the motivation. That's why on that initial call, I'll make a rather than just asking them straight up, hey, why are they selling? Because a lot of time you're gonna get a lot of pushback with that kind of ask. So make a false accusation. I heard John Gallant say this, or he was like, did this used to be a rental? Was this inherited? And when you say something like
Yeah.
that, you made a false accusation. Now they have there's a trigger in their brain to need to prove themselves right and prove you wrong. So if it's not a rental, they're gonna tell you everything about it and everything you need to know. So once you really figure out the motivation, that's where you can learn, do I follow up 2 weeks? Do I follow up in 3 weeks? 4 weeks? And then also, how far am I from asking? If I'm over 100K from asking and it's a cleaner property, they're selling because they just bought a new house, maybe not be a one I follow up next week. You know, maybe that
Yeah.
might be 2 to 3 from now. And when I follow up, it's a mixture of everything, man. Like it's one, it's really how much time do I have in the day? I'll be honest with you. If I'm short for time, I might shoot a text. But calling is always better because one, you can have a chance to learn more about the situation when you call them. You can get more leads when you get on that call. Like you can ask them if they got anything else. And you just learn more, and it's more rapport building when you jump on a call. And if they don't answer the phone, I'll shoot them my offer again. I'll email it back to
Okay.
them. And then like
Wow.
if it goes pending with somebody else, I just make sure to follow up like once or twice in a 10-day period because typical inspection periods are 10 days. So if you can follow up at least twice within there to be like, hey, we good? Is this getting to the closing table? If not, I want to be here. So yeah, just making sure to, and I'm doing all this manually. There's not a lot of automations going out, and I have a trust issue with technology, with it not like we all know with Go High Level, you do something and then an automation goes out and now you look stupid. It's like, oh, so I just do it all manually, man.
Yeah, I'm shocked to hear that you're doing all manually. I think by this point you minimum have like 300 properties in your CRM, like you have follow on. And it's like it's getting hard for me to even send offers, new offers when I have all workflow set out and you're doing it manually follow, doing this for making offers. And it's like, I don't know how you're doing that. I don't know how you're managing
Well,
time.
I'm not doing dispo, brother. That was one thing I wanted to hit on
But
is
yeah, you have to coordinate with Remy to display
exactly,
everything.
exactly that
It takes
that's
time.
That's the thing that stops people from doing, like I have 8 deals in escrow right now. What stops people from doing that many is the fact that they have to find and sell their own deals. When I lock up a
Yeah.
property, I'm like, here you go, Remy. It's your problem now. I've done my job. Your turn to go sell it, and then let me know if we need to do something. Well, I'm gonna go hunting for more. So I don't even have to think about it anymore. Like when you can really have a team like that, that's when you can really crank it up because I only have to focus on acquisitions. I don't have to focus on buyer relationships. That's huge.
Exactly. But yeah, I don't want to take anybody else's time. I know there are people in the queue. So, but thank you, Remy. Oh, thank you, Seth. Thank you,
No
JJ. Thank you
problem,
for your time.
You're
brother.
welcome, Swam. Hey,
I
let's
appreciate
get you
your time.
registered for the group, brother, and get you in the group, okay? Crystal Tyler, how are you, my dear? You're on with Seth Pettit. What's your question?
Hello there. Happy to be here. My question is, I'm a connector and I'm getting a lot of information from multiple different types of people and different ways they're going. And I'm doing a database in Excel, but it's very cumbersome because it's not easy sortable and more user friendly because I'm just doing it on my own. What CRM would you recommend for me?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. It sounds like you need a CRM, and we use Go High Level just because you can use automations, you can really critique it exactly how you want. Unfortunately, though, it's not that user friendly. But for what you're doing, I don't think it would be that hot, like over your head. Pretty much you're just having all the data, the context of all the people you're talking to, and you're able to label them what exactly they are. If they're a Gator lender, if they're a private money lender, like I think Go High Level would
Right.
be really easy for you because you can even call, text through Go High Level, and it records all your calls, so you can have everything
Okay.
that's ever happened with you and that particular contact right on Go High Level.
Okay. I actually looked it up when you mentioned it a few minutes ago. It's pretty pricey, but maybe I'll still use Excel for a minute just to build up my cash flow and then go from there. But yeah, that's definitely something I'm looking into.
You could also use Podio. Have you heard of Podio?
Yes.
So Podio is huge, and Trello. Definitely a little bit more on the cost effective side. You can't make call or text through it, but for simply storing everybody's information, your history with them, Trello's huge. I love Trello and Podio. Podio and Go High Level I'm on that all day long.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
Hey, we got Jack Hilbin with us. Jack, you're on with Seth Pettit. What's your question?
How we doing, guys? Thanks for the time. Yeah, JJ and Seth, you guys mentioned that dispo is one of the biggest things that maybe goes underlooked for these wholesalers that are, putting out so many offers. I work with them from the lender side of things. So, for me to get paid as well, the deal needs to go, close. They need to find a buyer. So for me, who's on their team in these deal situations, what do you think is the best recommendation to help them find the buyer, to just, make things as streamlined as possible?
So like building a buyer's list, is that what you're asking?
Yeah, would you recommend, starting that up or maybe tapping into other people's?
Okay. So one thing that's really unique about what we do is we're all in-house. Like a lot in the wholesale space, you're either acquisitions or your dispositions, but we're both. And what really changed everything is when Remy was able to really start adding buyers to the list. And because I had a call with somebody today, and different market, he was in Denver, Colorado. I don't know anything about that market, but he was telling me the numbers. He's like, the ARV was like 890, and he had it for like five something. There was like 180K spread, and I'm like, dude, that's a deal. Like, I don't even need to know it's a deal. Like, that's a deal. And he told me, but he only has 60 buyers on his list. He's like, where's he was having a conversion rate. He's getting contracts, but he couldn't sell them. And from what I was getting it's like your deals aren't getting exposure. You need to get a bigger buyers list. Like I said, we have a buyers list of 700. So we're able to really get it out there to everybody that needs to see it. And I've heard this. I can't remember who I heard it from in Astro, but when they're in the dispo guy that's in the dispo chair, his job is to sell the deal. So he would first day give VIP buyers an option to buy it. And if nobody takes after that, day 2, day 3, you can blast it out to your list. So that's day 2, day 3, and then the rest of the inspection period, send it to everybody. Send it to your dispo wholesalers. Send it to everybody that can get their eyes on it, because all it takes is one buyer.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's huge, because in the wholesale space, we're looking for properties that need renovations or a problem that needs to be solved, and our customer is the buyer. So we need to know, and I've heard Pay say this over and over again, you need to know what a deal looks like. You need to know what your customer is looking for. So being able to know what your buyers are looking for and be able to go find it.
I like that. A little reverse engineer of the list itself. Love that. So for me, right, I'm new to Gator, and I don't want to take up too much time, but
no, you're fine.
We haven't, tapped into that sort of 700 level of a buyer's list, right? We've got to build it out. Do you think initially, does it make sense to reach out to other people, say like you, for example? And of course, you're cutting into margins and things like that, but if more deals are going through, does that make sense?
Of course. No, reaching out to dispo wholesalers like us, we've helped, I don't want to say hundreds, but I know we've helped a lot of people sell their deals. And in particular, when you're just getting started,
Mhm.
If that's what you have access to, I would jump on a phone with the dispo wholesalers and really hone in like, hey, I want to bring you a deal. I don't want to bring you crap deals. What do I need to look for? It's just being able to understand what a deal looks like and being able to go find it.
Mhm.
Because if you constantly keep bringing a dispo wholesaler bad leads, I know that just with what's going on, especially if they're super busy, they're going to stop talking to you. And that's not
Right.
what I want. Because that's the problem is just communication when it comes to trying to joint venture with people, which is also why we're trying to build our website. So you can get instant feedback. But in your position, I would 100% just reach out to dispo wholesalers, but then in the background be building your list. And you don't need a huge, massive list. You need some heavy hitters. I would I would take a list of 100 buyers that actually buy over $100,000 or 100 lead list that have bought in the past.
Yeah.
I want actual people that are going to buy.
A conversion rate. I
Yes.
appreciate that. Hey guys, I appreciate the time and the knowledge. It's really helpful. I appreciate, getting up here. So thank you guys.
No problem, my man.
Hey, Jack, thank you so much for joining us. Hey, please register for the group. Let's get you in here. Mr. Justin Kremer, love you, rock star. Hey, brother, you are on with Seth Pettit himself. Seth, I want you to connect with Justin later. I think you guys would be great pair to get acquainted and work together. Dear friend of mine. Justin, you are on with Seth Pettit. What's your question?
Yeah, first of all, Seth, JJ, thank you for doing this. It's amazing.
Bravo.
Yeah, thank you for the introduction, JJ. I love you too, man. But yeah, JJ and I have become really good friends, and just this group is amazing. I mean, it's just all the people, partners, people I've met. Has been primarily through JJ's group, so it's amazing. So my partner Randy's actually on here right now too, and we're doing direct aging. You want to talk about eating frogs, man? Yeah, we got our teeth kicked in too. We still do sometimes. It's just a part of the gig, right? I'm a little curious. We use Go High Level as well. I actually turned off our recording because part of what Go High Level does, if you're going to record the phone call, you have to disclose that you're recording the phone call. So it makes it makes the receiver of the phone call have to dial one or dial something in order to accept the call. Do you notice that? Like with the call recording?
I'm going to give you some sauce here, brother.
Yeah, man, because our call connection rate went through the floor because if you imagine if you're getting a phone call, right? Everybody gets these spam phone calls. You pick up the phone, it's like, hello, this is a recording, blah, blah, blah. You're immediately like, nope, click, right?
Can I share my screen? Am I able to do that?
Oh yeah. Let me make that happen.
I was gonna say, this is an easy fix, my man. This is an easy fix.
Yeah, I've been looking for some way to fix this, and it's like,
okay, all right. So we're on Go High Level, the dashboard here. You're gonna go to settings,
and
then you got your phone number here.
Everybody should be taking notes right now, by the way.
It's recorded.
So edit configuration here. So you're gonna go. So right here, yeah, you'd have to toggle this, and then it'll pretty much also say like, hey, this call is being recorded. Like it's a whisper message. Like this whisper message, it'll whisper to the realtor that you're calling.
Right.
But all you need to do, see right here. This is what it'll say to the realtor. This is your issue. You know what you need to do, my man?
Uncheck that.
Hit space.
Oh, just delete it. So you can leave it checked, right? And just remove the.
So I'm going to click on this, click on it, come down here, hit the space bar, and then save.
Oh my God. Oh my God. You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah, my man.
You've got to be kidding me. That's amazing. All right. So that was worth all the money right there, everybody.
That's an admission, brother.
So second part of the question. First of all, thank you. That was
no
amazing.
problem. No problem.
Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. Keep that on the down low.
Yeah. Let's keep that on the let's keep that on the hush hush.
You know what? That's called sticking around to the end of the Zoom call.
Do you know how many test runs and all kinds of crap I've been doing to try and get that to work properly?
No, that should fix it. That That was my issue. I'm right there with you. If I hear this call's recorded, it's like beep.
Click.
I'm
Yeah.
not answering that.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's amazing. Because now we can record. I want to hear our call. I mean, we've got to the point where I've put on like recording apps on my phone so we can call and listen to each other's calls, that kind of stuff, which is fine. But it's so much nicer to have it in the CRM, just like ready to go. So, second question, when you're making your offers, are you just doing offer notes, like not LOIs, but just like, complete offer, like email letters, that kind of thing?
Jerry Norton, he actually posted, like, we use pretty much Jerry Norton's offer sheet. You could go onto his Facebook and just type in offer sheet, and it just has all your terms right there. Because I don't have my license, so when I'm sending offers to realtors, I just send them my letter of intent, proof of funds. I call it a letter of intent, but it's not really a letter of intent.
It's not really a letter of intent.
No.
Yeah, I've noticed. I've noticed letters of intent tend to be kind of a waste of time. So you almost you just want to send an actual offer. And also it confuses agents too. If you send an LOI, usually they're not going to write up the offer for you. It's like you're just sending them an LOI, and they're like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna, they're going to reject this, but here you go.
When I tell the realtor I'm selling an offer, I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to send you a PDF, and it's going to have everything you need to go ahead and write it up if the offer is to be accepted.
Right. Awesome, man. So I think that's everything, man. I mean, we've just been I would love to connect with you, man. So let's just
do it.
Leave it at that. But yeah, that's amazing. Thank you, guys.
Glad to help. If you need help with Go High Level, I'm not a wizard at it, but I do know how to set up some automations. And
man, let me tell you something. I'm an integrator, and like I don't know why. I mean, I've tried everything. I tried, disabling that setting, removing the words, like whatever, and nothing seems to work. And now, so this is right after I get off this call, I'm gonna go test that actually. So that's amazing though.
Hit me up if you need any more help, man.
I for sure will. Well, we need to do some deals together, man. So
damn straight.
Yeah.
There you go. Hey, Justin, thank you for joining us today, as always.
Of course, man. Thank you.
All right, brother. So, I think we kind of exhausted all the questions for right now. Brother, that was gold, man. That I say it all the time. People jump off these calls early, or they start watching them on YouTube and they don't watch them to the end. It's just like, sometimes the gold comes at the end of the panning, It's like stick around for the call. Because also, if you guys are on the call right now, it's at the end of the Zoom calls that I ask a couple questions, and one you're going to want to know the answer to. But one, I want to thank you for being on the call today, brother. Just gold nuggets. If people want to connect with you, what's the best way to reach you? Is it your MySpace page? Is it your TikTok?
So I don't have a MySpace or TikTok. I have Instagram, Facebook. My phone number's right there. Everybody on here can grab my phone number right there. But you can hit me up on Facebook. Seth Pettit, right there. Add me, message me, and then even hit me up on Instagram. It's my name, just with an underscore at the end of it. Just hit me up. I'm on all socials, and I will see your notification and get to you as quickly as I can.
Awesome. Yeah, that's question number one. Second question, kind of a two-part, if we can hit it that way, but there's so many education groups out there for short sales and funding and wholesaling, creative finance, rehabbing. They're all selling something, which is fun. We have to buy our education one way or another. Nothing is free, but we get brand new investors coming every day to these communities. We have experienced investors coming every day to these communities to learn the deal, what I call chasing the deal and not the relationship. I always stress the importance of building the relationships before you need them, building the network before you need it. For all these people coming to social media, meaning every education community has a Facebook page for their membership. And 90% of the people don't use social media or Facebook to market themselves for assistance within their community. So I'm going to ask you, what is the importance of using social media for the real estate investor with a newer experience to build their business, to build their network? How important is it to know how to network on social media?
It's huge. I mean, I'm still a newbie at it. I won't lie at it. I'm understanding the importance. I understood it when we went to Squat Up Summit, and we had a speaker up there really honing in on it. But I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Look at Jameel and Pace. They built their brand so much that they don't have to do marketing. Deals come to them. So once you get big enough and you just build your brand and your personal brand, if that's what you wanted to call it, there's no like dollar amount you can put on that because it's also there forever. Like YouTube, you make YouTube videos. Those are there forever and it'll constantly bring you leads forever. So if you get in now, and that's something I wish I could have did was really document my journey, my whole journey, because trust me, it was not sunshine and rainbows. Jameel mentioned at Squad Up Summit that there was a call one time where he could see my breath because my furnace went out, and I couldn't afford to pay it. So like, trust me, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. But if you don't quit and don't give up, I promise you, it's impossible for you not to gain some traction and gain success.
Yeah, I say all the time that, what we want to do is get assistance of others. And that means building relationships, but we do that through networking. Networking done properly leads to visibility. Visibility acquired properly leads to opportunity. What do we want? But the opportunity to build relationships with successful people like Seth Pettit. I teach people all the time, trying how to use social media to build your visibility. And I say that, utilizing the things I teach every single day will allow people to know your name before they know you. When they know your name before they know you, your name precedes you. People are going to know the name Jack Hilburn, Krista Tyler. They're going to know your name before they know you. When they know your name before they know you, your name becomes your brand. When your name becomes your brand, opportunity just comes to you. Ask me how I know. Same way that Pace and Jameel know. I don't have the same amount of flow coming at me, but the opportunity that we want is the opportunity to build relationships with successful people. That's it in a nutshell.
No, 100%. I completely even forgot. I mean, that's how I found my business partners, was joining the Astro calls, and I was loud. I took Jameel's advice seriously. Get loud in those communities, get people to know you. And I was even to say hello on the calls, and I didn't even have a question, just say, hey, what's up? Like, I'm here again. Matt and Remy were watching because I didn't know who was watching those calls, and they were watching, and they're the ones that reached out to me. Hey, like, let's make something happen. Let's join up. And
it's funny you say that because, as I've been told many times, they're always watching. People are always watching.
Always watching.
So if you're not visible, you're invisible.
Seriously.
You do not market your business, you market yourself. It's not who you know, but who knows you.
Yes.
And to let people know in advance. And I'm going to throw another one at you. You come a little bit familiar with my group and what I do. How important would you say it is for the new investor to possibly jump on with a group like mine?
Very. If you talk about like kickstarting your journey, definitely jumping into rooms like this where you're able to connect with high-minded individuals and being able to learn those tips and tricks to be able to shortcome your journey and take what other people had to do like the hard way, learn from them, learn from us that have done it the hard way.
Exactly.
100%.
Exactly. Hey, brother, I really want to thank you for coming on today. I can't wait till we get your butt out here to California. We'll go to SoFi Stadium. We'll hit a couple clubs in Hollywood late at night.
I'm excited.
We talked about that a little bit. Of course, there's nothing I like more than have fun. It's all about relationships and hanging out with people that we like. And I love you, brother.
I'm coming too.
You can get on here. Get on down here. I've got season tickets to the Chargers, guys, 4 seats. Justin,
let's go. Let's go.
A number of times, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. So, yeah. So, thank you for coming on. If you guys are watching on YouTube right now, please like Seth's video. Please, in the comment section, put your reactions about what you found informative, what your takeaways are, what gold nuggets you found valuable. If you've got any suggestions on how I could do a better video, how I could bring you better value, maybe some guest speaker you'd like me to bring on, please feel free to put your suggestions out there. You can find Seth on Facebook, Seth Pettit. He's on Instagram, Seth Pettit _. Reach out to Seth on social media. You can get a hold of me by clicking the Zoom link up here and taking a screenshot of that. It's my QR code to register for the group over here. I've got my website, I've got my IG, so feel free to reach out to myself as well. If you're on the call, do not go away. We're about to do breakout rooms, and hopefully you guys can be in a breakout room with Seth Pettit himself. Seth, as far as everybody else, we'll see them on social media, right?
Let's go. I look forward to it.
Thanks for joining us today, guys. Please look for more coming up on Flipside with JJ, and join my group. Let's help you build your brand and build your business.